And silence did fall. All hands reached for swords, and all eyes in the hall were on the slowly opening door. But the tensely held breath was all at once released in shouts or sighs which expressed joy, also relief. For there's still a lad, sickly and pale and thin. His eyes were tired and sad, but his mouth managed a grin. Weak steps took him down the aisle. He stumbled toward King Grey, who greeted his nephew Mikyle, who'd been missing for many a day. He'd disappeared late one night. Since then no one knew where he'd been. They thought he'd been murdered by an enemy hand, though no rival clans had been seen. Mikhail stood wobbly before his king, clapped his hand in a grip that was weak, and you had to strain to hear anything as the young man started to speak. Don't know how long I've been lost, how I left the city walls. I remember going to sleep, dreaming strange things from the night. Next I know it's icy chill, river rushing rages round. River I think was the bone, screaming carried far away, taken by the bone to where soundless things are on the bank. Trees are blotting out the sun, dark and green and dark and green. Oh, my brains are dark and green. How I'm here I don't know how. Soundless things are singing still. Want to be myself again. Want to be myself again. La 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 la. Want to be myself again. His eyes, they spun round and round, his grin was empty and wide. The hall rang now with the cruel sound of laughter from the other side. His own clan grimly looked on to see what their king would say. With madness, Mikhail's pained eyes shone, while sorrows swam in those of King Grey. Behind him stood the queen and fife. His son's head was sad and low, but sparrows stood straight like a knight. Muscles were tense like a bow. To his nephew the king moved near. He took the boy in an embrace. He spoke now into his ear, but he could not see into his face. Could not see boy who was no longer free. He could not see into his nephew's eyes, but smell and see. Mikyle's arms reached around the king and buried themselves in the robes of snake snow, shouted a kind of warning. Too late. The lad fell back into the aisle. In his mouth something was wrong. Instead of the empty smile, there was now a gruesome song. Well, the old king sways and he's fallen down, lands on the floor in a royal bound, wheezing, gasping, moan, coughing, choking, hack, grasping at his back, fight, rushes up, looks for what is wrong, finds a wooden spikes in the blood long. All around the wound, all around his seat, sticky dripping stuff that's dark and thick, smeared all on the wood, I can smell it now, smells like nothing should, takes it in his hand, grabs the end that's dull, up and comes right out, barely had to pull, little Christmas home, we've been getting green, but over with Mikyle, it was Halloween. Inside, teeth forced open wide, screams muffled by the black, jaws make an awful crack, something's bursting out, something makes it sick, bulging, hanging down, broken, black and thick, hanging like a vine, splits, it makes a twin, what was one and thick, now it's two and thin. Splits again, 4 and 5 and 6, writhing, whipping tongues, seething, dripping licks, while the dying king whispers with his son, pulls his ear down close, strength is almost done, lips are moving now, king is trying to talk, meanwhile the dark holder sees the mark, shudders in his robes, gives a final jerk, the poison had done its work. From his father who's lying dead, rest in the bed, and a talk, rough and digger's men, frozen now in shock, looking at the kid who was once a kid, complicated face, writhing like a squid, 5 season 2, blinded by his rage, raising weapon high, ready to engage. What of the queen she is staring to? You might think it's shock, but it isn't true. All we need say now is she will not act. Hers are jeweler's eyes as the prince attacks. While Mikhail's own sit atop the mess. They weep true in great distress, agonizing life. Only it were true that you've got a soul, and the soul has you. Together forever. So Fife makes his move at the anguished lad. He's shouting something about his dad. Then a massive tree slams right into the hall. It crushes all the men sitting by the wall. Man, a trap tree is really large. This stops Fife in the middle of his charge. And that's when a vine from his cousin's nest comes snaking out, followed by the rest. Round the prince, bind him up tight, dragging him behind. Fife tries to fight, but they climb into the tree. Branches are dark and thick. They move down the trunk, how they move so quick. Makes it to the hole, storm is howling in. Fife is held tight by the writhing chin. Mikhail looks back once, what an awful sight. And they're gone into the night.